Welcome to The Right Focus, a podcast for writers, newbies, and veterans, and everyone in between. We're hosted by M.A. Lee with the assistance of Remy Black and Edie Runes, all from Writers Inc. Books. Our focus is productivity, process, craft, and tools. Each episode lasts as long as it takes to fix a quick dinner, drive a short commute, or take a brisk walk. Resources and links are in the show notes. Visit us at therightfocus.blogspot.com. Now, on to this week's episode. 23. Eyes on the Biz. Hobbies lead to side jobs, lead to small businesses. People start extras because they love them or they want a little extra moolah. As if we didn't have enough to do, what with jobs and commutes and family commitments and social obligations. We get this crazy idea of more. We may not see the more as a ton of work. 2 and 3 years in, we've got this growing tangle of knotweed that's invading everything and cracking the foundations. Writers are no different. We like to spin little scenarios. We mull over those until they turn scenes into chapters. Those gradually grow and grow, taking over spare time, demanding we squeeze in more extra time. Before we know it, we have a completed manuscript. We bop it back and forth to editors and agents, or investigate cover designers and content editors. Traditional route, independent route, doesn't matter. The little darling looks precious, doesn't it? That's before we realize it's taking over, and it's nearly impossible to root out. Actually, we're not even interested in rooting writing out of our lives. We start to think of it as a side job. Once we get a little return, we go, yes, I'm in the writing business now. So if we want to call ourselves in the writing biz, we need to think like a small business owner. We need to write a business plan. The official business plan that you'll find after a little searching has 5 components. Yes, I know. This no longer sounds interesting. It just turned boring. Business plan models and templates abound. With a little searching, you can find simple and complex single statements and involved analyses. Whatever you select as your business plan will soon be radically modified by the needs of your writing business. Business plan sections include vision, where do I want to be? Mission, why does my biz exist? Objectives, how will I know when I get there? Strategies, how do I get there? Plan, what needs to be done? That's it. Sounds simple. Nope. Keep eyes on your writing. I wrote my first business plan back in 2016. I backed it up to include my first publishing year, 2015. Early in 2018, I had a lot of split endeavors, things going in opposite directions. I wanted to write fiction and nonfiction, contemporary and historical, real and fantasy. Over the years, I have accumulated story ideas for murders and romance, fantasy epics, and science fiction. I had vastly different goals for my nonfiction. Working deeper into the biz plan, we should create different objectives for the opposite directions. I tied my different objectives to different pseudonyms. My original goal was to write everything under my own name. Work World Reality warned against that. I needed a pseudonym. Research on pseudonyms falls into opposing arguments. Half the people say, everything under one name. The other half say, nope, a different pseudonym for different types of writing. I know now that these disparate interests in pseudonyms scattered my focus. A scattered focus isn't smart. I'm in now, so I'll keep to the course. Keep your eyes on your expected audience. Before you launch into your biz plan, take a hard look at what you want to accomplish. If you have split endeavors, seriously consider your audience, because audience will determine success. Part of your success will be writing the best books that you possibly can. Another part will be getting your works in front of the audience in a way that the audience can see. A third part is giving the audience more of what they expect. Pseudonyms fall into audience expectations. Most readers aren't voracious. They have genres and even subgenres that they constantly read. Crossover to other genres and those subgenres rarely occurs. Fantasy and science fiction and paranormal and spiritual all fall under the heading speculative fiction. In fantasy alone, you have diverse writers like George R. Martin and Robin McKinley and Jim Butcher and Holly Black and R.A. Salvatore and Christine Catherine Rush. Most readers don't cross the line from Martin to Black. Epic fantasy, urban fantasy, gothic fantasy, grimdark, steampunk, all of these subgenres and many more, and the readers don't cross over. Say you release a steampunk in spring and a contemporary romance in autumn, both under the same name. Steampunk readers who don't want to read contemporary romance may never come back thinking you've betrayed them. It is totally not a betrayal, but they won't easily return. Voracious readers now, they will read both books if they like your writing style. So have different pseudonyms for different genres. I still think this is the better decision. Then you only have to let the voracious readers know you have more writing out there. Create a glass wall between your pseudonyms, and they will step on through, just like Alice stepped through the mirror. Understand that you need a business. Your business idea has a focus. You have an expected audience for your business idea. You're ready to start your business plan. 24. Focus on the biz plan. As we focus on writing as a small business, we must understand our new business's purpose. First, we determine what we write. Then we look to match our writing needs to audience expectations. Remember the 5 components of a business plan. Vision, where do I want to be? Mission, why does my biz exist? Objectives, how will I know when I get there? Strategies, how do I get there? And plan, what needs to be done? Most small businesses focus on providing one product or one set of related products. The natural soap maker is making soaps, starting with one and expanding to different scents or purposes. Only after a few years will the soap maker expand into facial scrubs or foot baths. While facial scrubs are like soap, they are not really soap, but they are a natural progression from the original product. The photographer began selling framed photographs of general interest, an old barn, a mountain range with autumn colors, a cairn in the middle of a mountain stream, rainbows. Gradually, she adds iterations, large canvases, blank cards, a few calendars. Only after a few years may the photographer branch into true art photography or mixed media. We have to understand product versus project. Writing is not one product, especially when we write in different genres. Each book manuscript is a project, not a product. The different forms, paperback, ebook, audio file, are only different iterations of a project. What is our product? The genre we write in, that's our product. When we write in different genres, we are writing different products. For each product, we need to have different missions, objectives, strategies, and plans. The only common thing is our vision. Our projects for our product and the iterations of our projects will fulfill our vision. So we ask, where do I want to be? The vision. Remember, we are considering our writing as our product. If we want to make money as an influencer, our blogs and podcasts become our product. If we want to write historical romances set in the English Regency period, that genre is our product. If we want to write edgy new poetry, our children's stories in rhyme, these are genres for which we will write the projects that are our product. If we want to write science fiction romance or epic alien journeys or deep sea explorations with new technologies and working with dolphins, our action adventures set in the Old West reach through time travel, all of these are genres, and the specific genre is our product. Consider what we want and why we want it. Writing a single book, a project, has 12 stages divided into 3 sections: the foundation section, the formation section, and the presentation section. The foundation section includes idea, genre, focus, and distinction. What sets this apart from other books in the same genre? Formation includes time, skill, originality, and persistence to complete it. The presentation section includes outside contractors, distribution, marketing, and next steps. Our vision of our production will cover a 5-year span. The production is our mission. When we consider our vision, we begin by understanding the product we want to present. Then we list the projects that fulfill that product. Since our mission is product, we are actually asking, in 5 years, where will our product be? On the long train of the stages of writing and the stages of a project, where will we be with our production? To complete the mission as product, we will have objectives and strategies that will launch projects from inception to execution. We have manuscripts or projects that belong in the science fiction romance genre. The 12 stages take a project from idea to next step. Each project fits into a product category fulfilling the mission. The question of what we want is the mission product question. Our mission is to write steampunk, or whichever genre we want, self-help, yoga exercises manual, fiction, poetry, and so on. When we consider the 5-year span of the vision, we take into consideration the 12 stages of the product, idea to next step. Now, in this vision stage, we consider how many projects we can complete in this 5-year span. Every time we add a new product to the vision, a different genre, blog writing, etc., we expand the vision. Expanding the vision of one product means that our most valuable resource of time becomes limited overall. We have to consider why we want it. Now that's an interesting question. The vision that we want, why do we want that? What is our mission to complete? A vision placed into a mission is a dreamed reality. The mission is purpose. Why am I entering the marketplace? What am I offering that no one else is? What is deficient in supply that I think I can make available? What empty hole will my product fill? When we consider mission, we have to be realistic even as we dream. 5 years ahead in the business plan is far, far away down the long winding road. We can see a couple of bends in the road, but not very many. We have to imagine even as we keep reality tucked close to our side. Don't cripple vision and mission. We can do this when we are scattered and unfocused. Yes, we can have different products. Yes, we can detour to add in an unexpected project for a completely different product, except, however, that the panoramic vision mission may try to cover too much. Only a few projects may stand out rather than all of them. When we have different products of the same type, all poetry, all facial products, all reality-based images or photos, we can have one umbrella business. Different products, though, are different divisions in our corporation. Therefore, for each product, prepare a vision and a mission. The vision is what will I do, who will I serve. Here's a sample mission statement. We help who with what, or write this for that market. What is the lack in the marketplace that we hope to fulfill? This answer considers the 5 elements that we need to be aware of: demographic, competition, economy, industry trends, and cultural factors. Here's mine from my Pro Writer series. Mission, to help newbie writers become professionals. Demographic, newbie writers. Competition, quite a number of professional writers in the indie publishing field are churning out self-help writing books. To stand out, I will need to keep closely focused on my demographic. Titles and marketing copy will have to focus on that element. Economy. Economies of cost are to myself and to my audience. Cost is more than money. Time is also a cost. If I make this writing serve double duty or even triple a blog series becoming a book, then this product becomes more economical. Industry trends and cultural factors can swing drastically over the 5-year span. 5 years ago, the inclusion of diverse characters in fiction was not the focus that it is today. Diversity is both an industry trend and a cultural factor. For my Pro Writer series, the industry trend is toward more indie writers entering the field, while traditional publishing is shrinking. E-books are beginning to sell more than printed books. While the U.S. is my primary market, the Pro Writer series should connect with writers globally. #25. Guidepost to watch for. The biz plan for writers can too easily be caught up in an endless stream of project after project. Writers can become so intent on accomplishing goals, those projects, that they lose sight of the original purpose of the biz. While it can be fun to jump from one project to the next without plan, writers who try to function without a purpose will soon become mired in the muck of everything else in the marketplace. Setting a vision and knowing the mission keeps the writing sharply focused as we meander along our long, winding journey. Once we know vision and mission, the dreamed reality of our products, we can start working toward the nuts and bolts of our business plan. Objectives answer how will I know when I get there. I can write and write and write, all without focusing on a single work. It's fun. It's also frustrating when nothing ever seems to finish. Back in 2012, on reviewing my calendars, that's what started my move to a writing business and a biz plan, remember? I discovered that I was not writing on a regular basis. No wonder I was a little depressed. My creative muse was stifled by work, work, work. Midpoint 2013, I knew change was necessary. I created my first very weak business plan, altered it in mid-November, and tried to push ahead with different versions in December, January, and February. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know I had created a business plan. A close look at early 2014 reveals 6 different writing projects, none of them very far along, and no wonder. I was playing at writing. I have other things on this page that have nothing to do with writing. Running a business plan allows no time to play with our products. We want to have fun while running that business, even as we generate some income. But vision and mission require objectives to focus our work. SWOT is your A-team. To succeed with any business, one of our first steps in looking at objectives is a SWOT analysis. SWOT, strengths versus weaknesses, and opportunities versus threats. When I consider my next 5-year business plan, going into it are major weaknesses, the chief of which is discoverability. Discoverability is the moment when a writer begins to sell a lot of books. The organization 20 books to 50K is all about discoverability. While 20 to 30 is often the quoted number, most people say 30 to 40 is the actual number. 20 is the bridge number, meaning that it starts putting you into the discoverability range. Newbie status passed at number 7 or so. Pro Writer covers all the writers whose published projects range between 10 and 20, with 20 to 30 as discoverable. Discovered is the hoped-for goal with a steady stream of income. Strengths are the factors in your favor, the ones that you can control, never factor for luck. Judge strengths based on ability and expertise, willingness and resources, time for example. Weaknesses are also in your control. Opportunities are chances that you need to seize. Duh. Threats are also those things that can ruin your career, from outside influences to your own big mouth. My chief weakness, even after 5 years, remains discoverability. As of this writing, I am not close to the discoverable range. Under one pseudonym, I have about 9 writing craft books, nonfiction, and 14 historical mysteries. I shouldn't combine those numbers, and I may even need to split the nonfiction away from the fiction in my distribution, although the nonfiction could drive sales of the fiction. Another pseudonym has only 5 books, and this pseudonym of Edie Runes has only 3 as of this writing. Some writers achieve the discoverable range by writing novellas and novelettes. At 15,000 to 35,000 words, these can be produced very quickly, and the industry trends show more writers producing quickly in order to make money. In considering my next biz plan, I will add more novellas to my project list. Continually educating yourself about the writing industry and the writing craft can help you discover your weaknesses, your opportunities, and the threats. Patty Jansen's Self-Publishing Unboxed teaches an awareness of the marketplace. Having a willingness to learn and try new things is a strength. My biz lacked any market draws, which are hooks to lure in an audience. Market draws are definitely entering my next biz plan. One of the hooks that I need is a repeating primary character for a series. This single element will build audience loyalty. One set of my titles, not the novellas, have a single repeating character, but only 3 of those books are out. That pseudonym still has newbie status, not discoverable status. As for my pseudonyms, none of the other books have a primary serial character. In later books, a few characters recur in minor roles. Another biz plan change comes from online course from WMG Publishing on licensing. Story elements can be licensed. Stories themselves should be copyrighted. For example, the Harry Potter series introduced many elements that had freshness or newness. These licensable elements caught people's attention and gave J.K. Rowling's series a marketplace when they became board games, electronic games, figurines, clothing, and more and more and more. And it's licensing that made her money. Wizard wands are nothing new. Wizard wands containing magical cores are new. Unicorns and centaurs and other magical creatures are not new. Hagrid, the half-giant, half-human gamekeeper at Hogwarts, is new. The train that takes passengers to a magical school is not really new. A train boarded by accessing the station platform between other platforms, totally new. Harry Potter, the orphan chosen boy, is not a new character. However, the boy with the lightning scar who survived a curse, that's new. The candies with horrible names and taste are definitely new. The Dementors, as soul-sunking haunting evil, are not new. Rowling gave the fairy tale monsters new rules and a new focus, and suddenly they sounded new. Objectives, as any good biz plan will tell us, have to be SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timed. S-M-A-R-T. SMART. Specific means the product as well as the projects that will create the product. Measurable are the results to measure, which include sales, profitability, income versus outgo, marketing, process, and audience. As much as I would like the measured results to be completed projects, they aren't, so I can't count them. The accomplishments list fits here. Achievable. Remove any factors beyond our control and work within what we can control. That sounds easy. Very quickly we began shifting items out of this category. We have realized all of the things that are outside of our control. Project trackers help with this. Relevant. Projects must match to the product. Scattering your efforts is not a waste of time, but will lengthen the amount of time to achieve your goal. Timed. Put the projects on a calendar and track them. Season to season, month to month, week to week, day to day. Yep, I also talked about this in the early sections. SMART helps us know not only when we have reached our goal, vision, and mission, but also gives us the path to do so. It aims us toward the practical strategies. The steps of the biz plan are narrowing more and more. We're coming to the strategies and the specific plan on this straight, narrow way to your dreamed reality. Next is getting to reality. 26. Getting to reality. Vision, mission, objectives. It's all well and good to write these 3 elements of a biz plan, yet in the daily living of that dreamed reality, we discover problems. Like viewing a new house, all pretty with new paint and clean windows, sunny rays warming the rooms, chocolate cookies on the counter. We think the whole plan is wonderful. We have open public rooms. The kitchen leads straight onto a deck. Enough bedrooms and bathrooms will separate the kids and offer our own private retreat. Only when we own the place, only when we're sitting on the couch in the great room, do we stare at the toilet in the hall bathroom. We didn't notice that the bathroom door opened straight into the great room. Not until someone left the door open, and there we were, sitting, staring, cringing. Had the door been scooched down the hall a little, no one would have looked straight into the hall bathroom. Like anticipating a change at work. We constantly deal with a ticking multi-step procedure that pisses everyone off. We talk constantly about finding a better way. We even research the problem. Then the boss sends a core group to a day-long workshop. about that ticky yet so necessary procedure. A replacement is in the works. The presenter flies through the presentation on the new software, and the overall process looks easier than the current one. No one gets hands-on practice, but we can see it working. Then the software arrives, and it won't work with the accounting and inventory programs. IT manages a workaround that adds steps, but we think the other steps that ticked us off will vanish once the new software takes over. Everything ramps into daily use, and everyone is ticked off even more with the learning curve, the workaround, the hidden steps that the workshop presenter never mentioned. Life is worse than it was. Or like the GPS not giving you all the roads to where you want to go, keeping you on the interstates. Only after you arrive do you realize that a secondary road would have avoided the interstates and hours seething in the traffic. Implementing the new writing biz plan will have its own doors opening into unexpected problems, steep learning curves with workarounds and hidden steps, and GPS maps that land us in the traffic. Adaptation is key. As we live with our vision and mission and objectives, we have to adapt them to incoming knowledge. We'll alter objectives, drop one or two, write new ones. We can follow the detours to get where we want to be, or rip out walls to scooch doorways over a few feet. Knowing our vision, mission, and objectives will steer us quickly in the right direction. It is the direction we need. Our focus has to be on the projects that create our product, not on writing and rewriting a biz plan. Stay aware of new directions and industry trends. In section 25, I chattered about a new direction for one of my pseudonyms. That new direction didn't just change a single objective for one pseudonym, it also affected the other objectives and pseudonyms. The overall mission and vision changed as well. Change has to be contemplated, not reacted to. As writers working with long-term projects, we can't reel from one event to the next. We have to act, not react. To act, we have to deliberate. We can surge forward, but we have to keep our eyes open. Long-term projects like novels can keep us too busy writing. We focus on reaching the end so we can move to the next project. We use weekly checkoff lists, monthly progress meters, yearly reviews and previews, and never reach farther ahead than our current project list. Awareness requires us to step back from the juggernaut of writing. The 5-year biz plan covers a vast number of days. When we're starting out, getting our business up and running consumes time like a gargantuan monster. Having several manuscripts close to completion was the greatest benefit to my launch. As I admitted earlier, I wrote my biz plan in 2016, yet added in 2015 to include the books that I had already published. I should have backed up to 2013, when I resolved to pursue writing as a small business. Actually, I should have backed up the biz plan to 2012, August 2012, just as this is August 7 years on. That's when I determined change. Hard transitions drive change. Moving across town, away from my old neighborhood and old habits, to a house with a hall bathroom door that wasn't in view of the great room, caused several reassessments. Writing was only one. Digging out my old planners, looking back at previous years, that was quantifiable proof of a disastrous unwritten biz plan. I compounded the problems in 2013 and 2014 with another unwritten, unconsidered wish list. It lacked objectives and strategies and a project plan. It did have a mental project list, yet it scattered my focus over several projects. I bounced from one to the next and on to the third and fourth without ever finishing any of them. Write it down. This, the single most important point of our biz plan. Write down our dreamed reality, our vision. Write down how we will accomplish it. Don't write a wish list. Don't keep the biz plan in the head. Write it down. Post it where we can see it daily. Carry it with you. Live it. 2012 should be the start date for my biz plan, but it will remain 2015. Why? Because 2013 was as much a washout as the previous years. Even though I finished 2012 and started 2013 with a fresh drive for writing, by October I had only 77 days of writing out of 153. On November 17, 2013, in my writing journal are these words: a new advent of specificity. Teach us to number our days. Psalm 90:12. Work to a specific plan. Focus the work. Written goals. Long term, short term. I plan to reset my life. Beginning at that point, I did. In 2014, my planner records writing 33% of the year. I wish I could say that was writing every third day. Instead, weaker months are balanced against stronger months. That new advent of specificity may not have been smart with a SWOT analysis, but it had vision, an objective, strategies, and a specific plan. In 2014 and 2015, I wrote one completely original manuscript, lightly revised two manuscripts to come into line with the new one, then completely revised an old manuscript that I hadn't touched in a decade. Writing and revising weren't my only objectives. I needed to decide if I wanted to pursue traditional publishing or independent publishing. I popped the newest manuscript back and forth to several editors and received promising rejections. How are rejections promising? They say things like, "This is really good, but it doesn't fit our current catalog. But Regency mysteries are not selling in the marketplace, but the romance needs to have more heat." I decided to self-publish. After all, only the cost of a cover would set me back dollar-wise. Two objectives entered my unwritten business plan. Find out how to create an electronic book to publish. Among the multiple steps were investigate ebooks and ebook distribution, learn how to format an ebook, and create an account with the online distributor, which entailed getting a tax ID number. 2. Find a cover designer. I thought finding a cover designer would be easy. Nope. Number 1. How to create an electronic book to publish was easy. Finding a cover designer with an aesthetic that I liked, as well as one who behaves professionally, would take 18 months. In November 2013, I flirted with the idea of self-publishing. It took several rejections to turn me off the traditional publishing gatekeepers. June 2014 began my serious search for a cover designer. I didn't find a great one until 2015, and that was sheer happenstance. Expect surprises. What you think will be easy won't be. What you think will be hard won't be. The writing world will constantly surprise you. A written biz plan that you can adapt will help you tumble with the roles instead of landing hard and breaking bones. Next up, getting to specifics as we work to the heart of the biz plan. Thanks for listening to The Right Focus, a podcast for writers at all levels, hosted by Emma Lee from Writers Inc. Books, assisted by Renee Black and Edie Runes. Our focus is productivity, process, craft, and tools. Music is licensed through Audio Jungle, called Background Music Loop. Its creator is Alexander Polishchuk, known on Audio Jungle as Plastic 3. The music comes in different iterations. Show notes and resource links for this and other episodes can be found at therightfocus.blogspot.com. Write to us at winkbooks@aol.com when you have questions, comments, and speculations. We will try to answer you as quickly as possible. By the way, we will not mind your email address. That's rude. If you find value in our content, share with your writing friends or write a review. We're small beans here without the average